Retirement. It's something that should be saved for the end of someone's career, the true end of someone's career, not something forced upon them. The Colts organization forced Andrew Luck to retire. This 29-year-old QB was probably one of the most promising quarterback prospects we've ever seen in a long time. His arm was one of the best that I've ever seen personally, just watching. He's truly a generational talent, and it's all been wasted. Andrew Luck, a couple days ago, just announced his retirement from the league. Now, does this mean it's a permanent thing? I don't necessarily know. I've had players, known players to come back on their retirement announcement, but I believe he's serious about this, and Andrew Luck's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He's thought about it. And frankly, you can tell by the emotion he feels, he didn't deserve this. This is a guy who easily should be in the Hall of Fame, but he won't anymore. His career was shortened to just 7 years, truly 6 if you account for his horrific shoulder injury in 2017. And last year having one of his best years and a comeback year after such a serious injury, having a major comeback year and proving to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league just based off his arm talent. Andrew Luck truly had it all at the quarterback position, and I mean seriously. This guy had mobility. He could escape the pocket. He was tough. Strong guy at 6'4", 240. Hard to bring down. But what caused this? What led to this? Well, I think it's an organization that truly doesn't care. They wanted to sell tickets. They don't care about the health of their players. This is a guy who brought relevancy back to Indianapolis when they had truly fallen short. They had no solid quarterback prospects after Peyton Manning left. And Andrew Luck kept that trend going by being a true generational talent from day one. He was a guy that truly was supposed to be their future for years to come, and it didn't end up that way. And to repay him, he was booed in a preseason game where he had announced his retirement. He was booed, and I understand it's mostly because the fans might be frustrated that they know it could be not good for them in the future. They might not be as successful without him. And I don't think they will. But if there's one thing to console these fans, I think Jacoby Brissett is one of the most ready backup quarterbacks that actually is playing in the league right now. Jacoby Brissett is going to take that starting position week 1. Barring any crazy moves made by the organization. I don't see them making any crazy moves, but if they did, I'm just saying Jacoby is going to be QB1 starting. And I think this is going to be okay for the Colts. And I think the organization needs to think about that, and their fan needs to think about that. Andrew Luck made a decision on his own accord, and it makes sense. Recently married, about to have children. Andrew Luck decided to save his health more than stay in the league for people's entertainment. In the end, he earned all the money he needed. He doesn't need to work again in his life. He earned all the money he needed. He has enough money to pass on to his children, and that's smart. He got what he needed, and he didn't want to push it to where he ended up in a horrible state afterwards. So I don't blame him. I don't think he wanted to leave this early, but it's the injuries that forced him to. Now, these injuries, mostly caused by a truly crumbling offensive line, no protection, and bad offensive schemes that hang him out to dry. He got hit very often, and that's what led to these injuries, and that's exactly why we are where we are now, where he's ended up retiring. He was in so much mental and physical pain consistently that he just had enough, and he wanted to just take it all and leave and start enjoying life after football, which that's something people need to consider. These athletes are humans. There's an analyst, and naturally with these analysts, someone who's never played the sport, knows nothing about the sport really, because he's never played it, tried to say that Andrew Luck quitting was the most millennial thing he's seen. Man, it must hurt to be that insensitive, that ridiculous, and that stupid. I can't believe how you can't respect a guy who's brought success to this organization that needed it. And he's taking what he earned, and he's going now. How could you not respect that? One of the best talents we've seen. You want him to risk his life out there just for your entertainment? Is that what you want? I don't think that's fair. This analyst in question, former basketball player, not a very good basketball player, but he played basketball. He didn't play football. What does he know about anything like this? Obviously, basketball is a grueling sport, and you have to be in top physical shape to play. But you're not taking the kind of hits that you are in football steadily. I just find it ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Andrew Luck deserves more respect than that, and this guy should lose his job at Fox Sports 1. This analyst needs to lose his job at Fox Sports 1. Is that egregious? It might be. But overall, I don't think you're allowed to make these type of inflammatory comments for no reason. It's just so you can get clicks, and we all know it. It's ridiculous. You can't be so insensitive. Back to Andrew Luck. I'd like to go over some of his stats just to show where his success is. So Andrew Luck, we'll start from his rookie year. Played all 16 games. 54% completion percentage. 4,374 yards. Now that's fantastic for a first-year start. That's fantastic numbers. Anything over 4,000 yards is just a fantastic year at quarterback. And you'll see consistently Andrew Luck just always does that. Andrew Luck posted 23 touchdowns and 18 picks. Now that's where we see an issue, naturally, with a lot of quarterbacks on their first year. They may come out gunslinging, but NFL defenses are nothing like college defenses. College defenses have nothing against NFL defenses. NFL defenses are the best of college defenses all combined. So you can't necessarily make the same throws that you used to. And you see he learned. He definitely improved on that in 2013, where he decided to put up a 3,800-yard season. Not as good, but a fantastic year at quarterback. 23 touchdowns, 9 picks. So he worked a little bit on his accuracy in that aspect. Not as much touchdowns, but again, this is a guy who didn't have that much talent at the wide receiver position either. T.Y. Hilton is the only person that comes to mind when you think about that. Other than that, Colts have had Dante Moncrief. It was okay. Not many people of note at this point. 2014, another fantastic, absolutely fantastic year. He was in the MVP race and potentially could have won it. 4,761 yards, ridiculously good year. 40 touchdowns and 18 picks. 16 picks. Sorry. 40 touchdowns, that's fantastic. 4,700 yards, ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. Just 100%. I also want to pinpoint these high sack numbers, as you see. Obviously, he's clearly getting hit quite a lot. 41 times his rookie year, 32 times 2013, 27 times 2014. And 2015 is when he got injured, the first time. So in 7 games, he put up 1,800 yards. Pretty on par. So he could have ended up somewhere with 3,600 yards, 15 touchdowns. Could have ended up somewhere with 30 and 12 picks. Not a great year, but he got injured. 2016, he played 15 games, threw 4,240 yards. Very good year. 31 touchdowns, 13 picks, and sacked yet again 41 times. Needless to say, this is where his shoulder injury occurred. He missed all of 2017 with a horrific shoulder injury. Then he comes back. 2018. The Colts start their year 1-5. Everyone thinks they're out. And then they go on to win 9 of the last 10 games. Crazy. And they end 10-6. Fantastic year. And this earned Andrew Luck the comeback player of the year, which he deserved. Guy coming back for a horrific shoulder injury. Ends up throwing 4,593 yards. 39 touchdowns. And 15 picks. Wow. All I can say is wow. Fantastic year. That's a fantastic year. Guy come up with such a significant shoulder injury on his throwing shoulder. In football, that could mean everything. If you hurt your throwing shoulder, it could be your career. It wasn't for Andrew Luck, and he proved it. 2019 looked like we were headed into a fantastic year. Andrew Luck was looking as good as ever. But he's retiring. The offense is finally looking a lot better. A lot more threats, including Eric Ebron at the tight end position. This could have been their year. They could have gone far in the playoffs. I'm not saying they can't, but with Andrew Luck, they certainly could have. It's crazy to believe that this kind of a talent has been wasted. But I certainly wish you the best, Andrew Luck, in your retirement. And I hope that you find what you were looking for and that you live a fulfilled life afterwards, after football, and that you don't care what people are saying. You do what's best for yourself. That's all I have.